my Roman Empire is the fact that I think that Edgar Degas, painter of ballerinas, was Jack the Ripper. Hear me out. We all know that Jack the Ripper killed women, specifically ones that he probably mistook for women of the night. At the time of the murders, Edgar Degas was in his early 50s and was beginning to really hate women. He'd always been a bit of a misogynist, but he was degrading into a horrible, awful misanthrope of a person that people did not want to be around. And part of that was that he was going blind. Eyes, the orbital frontocortex, go black. No gray matter activity in that region when the loss of visual input causes decay. So I believe that over time he gradually became a worse and worse person because his ability to make good decisions was just being destroyed. This does not happen with everyone who has Stargardts, by the way, but he was already a pretty shitty human being. He was also wealthy, well-connected, and he lived in Paris, which was just a short train ride away from London where the murders occurred. A year later, his friend Whistler, of Whistler's mother, chided him for not coming for lunch any longer. Whistler lived in London. Apparently Degas was fond of just taking a train in, having lunch with Whistler, and going home. Degas took a 2-week trip down to southern France for 2 of the murders, and during that time he sent a ton of letters to all his most famous friends, and friends he'd never before written to, as far as we know. The only letter that they ever wrote that we have to this day is the letter that he wrote during the murders. So I have to wonder if he was setting himself up an alibi, because why did he write to all of these society gossips, these long, pages-long letters that are full of witticisms and quips that he hoped that they would share about things that were scheduled in advance, like plays? If you look at the number of letters he wrote during that 2 to 3 week span, it's more than most years in the 5 years after and the 5 years before. We also wonder if Jack the Ripper was a surgeon because he removed several organs and knew where they were and where to cut in the neck in order to cause death, because he had a good grasp on anatomy. But other people questioned whether he could be a surgeon because he had an unsteady hand and didn't cut like a surgeon. He just knew where everything was. Well, Degas was a classically trained artist. He had attended human dissections, probably multiple times. He was also obsessive about knowing every detail about how a body worked, and he called women similar to horses, like animals, like things that he wanted to know every motion of. And so the fact that Jack the Ripper dissected Mary Jane Kelly does not surprise me in the fact that they think that Jack the Ripper spent a few hours there